Hi, everybody. My name is Dean Spaglotta with Connection Events. Don't panic. Your microphone and camera are gone for a moment. We're going to give a quick rundown here of the software and platform for everybody, and then give a chance to ask some of the questions that we were asked, and possibly some of those questions will lean on our Spectrum Works team for, and others may be some specific employers. So first, we're going to start with the demo of the room. While Anton and Owen are getting that ready, I'm going to give a quick rundown of Connection Events and who we are. We were born out of the Autism Asperger's Friendship Society as a social enterprise back at the start of the pandemic. How we will be, we'll be here in a few minutes. Just a number of people just sort of look into how to navigate the room. So we're going to give everybody a quick, I can speak slowly. Yes, thank you, Carrie. I actually have a friend in the crowd when I'm speaking to remind me to speak slowly because I speak very fast. Thank you, Carrie, for that. So Anton, if you want to get the demo up, room, we'll go through everybody. Thanks, Mark. I just talk fast. I'm always as calm as I can be, but I'm always talking fast. So Anton is he's sharing a room here. You can see this looks just like the room we're in. So we ask everybody during these events to imagine that you at a real conference hall, live in person, at a conference center. And in this room on each floor, we have 12 exhibitor booths. We use about 8 of those. And each booth has a employer or a service provider. So you can see there, the screen is fairly small, especially for my old eyes. So if Anton uses his mouse scroller or his plus minus button, he's able to zoom in to the screen. Is everybody having trouble hearing, or is that just Susan? Oh, thanks, Zach. I like hearing good stuff. Typically, when you're doing stuff like this, you hear all the negative stuff of people struggling. Awesome, thanks, man. If you do know how to use the platform well, come find myself. We'll talk to you about the possibility of you starting your own social enterprise to host events for folks that you in your life. So see, Anton can zoom in and out with his mouse scroller to make the screen larger or smaller. So he can get right into some of the table names you'll see. So you can zoom right in. I can see Canada Revenue Agency Atlantic right there. And if he zooms out, you see the whole room again. Now, Anton, I don't see where your avatar is. Can you find yourself? So if you go up to the top right corner and you see a little bullseye target thing, hit that, and you'll watch Anton's avatar there, light up green, so he knows where he is in the room. Anton can also move tables. Right now, Anton is sitting in what we call the green room. So if he decides he wants to go visit the Amazon table, he'd simply click on the Amazon, and he would move to that table. Now at that table, he's able to, most tables should have whiteboards with all the organization's information. I don't believe the demo room has whiteboards. The room Anton in is it's a demo room without much in it. Hold on one sec, we'll see Anton if there's some. So on the whiteboard, you'll find organizations links, information about what jobs they may be have hiring, and all kinds of information. So if you close down the whiteboard, you'll see back in the room. And if you want to scroll over to the right to the event directory, again, in the demo room here, you'll see, you pull that up. There's a directory there by floor. There were some changes overnight and early this morning with new exhibitors, so it may not be, it should be about 99.9% accurate. And if Anton wanted to, if that's a little small for your eyes, as it is for mine, you click that blue hyperlink at the bottom. That will take you to a web page. Again, with the layout and then those links on that sheet there will take you directly to that table of that organization. We'll come over and check out again, Tria. Yeah, zoom out. Yeah, and on the whiteboard, actually, Anton, can you open a whiteboard there, even if there's not something on it? Maybe if you have one in the help desk. On the whiteboard also, when you open up your whiteboard, on the bottom right are your Zoom controls. And if you go to fit to screen, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner in a sec. Down in the bottom right-hand corner of the whiteboard, there's the Zoom options. If you go fit to screen, that'll bring everything on the whiteboard into the proper focus. So you can close that down, Anton. The other thing you notice there, we have a number of floors. We have 8 floors that feature service providers and exhibitors. The floors, or the elevator, as we like to call it, is just at the top of your screen. You can see Anton's opened it up there. If you want to go to the 8th floor, you would simply click 8. And boom, we move it up to the 8th floor. The other option in the room there, you can see the TV screen. That screen right now has the Anthem video for Spectrum Works. You can play that video for yourself. We may appear live on that screen so we don't interrupt everybody should we do another demo. And when you play that screen, that is only playing for you, not for anybody else. Anton, Owen, what am I forgetting? Well, I got about profile. If you want to update your profile, so have your information on there, you can click your profile image in the top right, your avatar on the floor, and there'll be an edit option. And Anton goes to edit that. You can see he can add a new logo, he can add his information. Yes, Alex, we can come by to do a one-to-one meeting. So you can put anything he likes in your profile. This can help if sometimes you can't get into a booth, if you miss an employer, if you have to leave. That way you can get people's contact information and to reach out to them after. Your taskbar in the bottom should have all your camera and mic controls. And I believe we've hit it. Is there anybody that has a question? You can put it in the chat right now. And I don't know if someone from Spectrum Works or an employer would like to answer some of these.
Yeah.
I'll run through some of the. Yeah.
There's you also forgot, how do you get someone else?
Oh, yeah, that's great. Are you in that room, Owen?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you wanted to grab somebody, invite them to you where you are, to your booth. Anton and Owen will get in the same floor here. If you right click over somebody, so Anton, you want to find Owen and right click, and you see on that option there'll be a get option, and that will invite that person to your booth or table. We mentioned that some of the employers will like to do a one-to-one interview. You can see the tables with only 2 chairs. Those you will only see the people at that. So if you need to do a one-on-one conversation, you can move over to a 2-person, 2-seat table, and you'll be able to do that simple conversation. I'm going to run through a couple of questions here. If employers or Spectrum Works folks, for Justin, so the contacts for the employers will be either on their profile. Oh, Tessa, we'll come find you. You can click on their profile to see who they are if they've updated their profile, or on their whiteboards, they will have their contact information. If you are unable to find some of these contact information, you can reach out to myself or any of the Spectrum Works team, Caitlin, Laura, Heather, Neil, Jesse, who others might be in the room, and we can help you out. Tessa will find you. So Tessa, when you get back, you'll find the Amazon booth. Double click on that Amazon booth to get there. So we'll come find you. So I'm going to run through some questions in Q&A that may be better to answer to everybody rather than one-on-one. And employers, if you can put your answers in the chat if you have them. First one we have is, are there jobs out there that are part-time that require no experience? So maybe pop your information to the chat if you are one of those employers hiring for part-time with no experience. Are there any companies out there looking for writers? Again, please input to the chat so folks can come find you. Are there any opportunities related to game development at this event? That's a great question. I know we have a lot of game developers in our sector. I'm looking for careers in the IT industry, specifically programming. Is there anyone here offering placements? I don't know for sure, Gary, but I think I can answer this. I know Spectrum Advantage, or Autocon. There's an IT talent placement company also here, so maybe some of those folks can reach out to talk about bad eyesight, Gary and Bernard. Another question: are there companies here looking for animators? So if you have any animation positions open, this is an anonymous question. Are there any workshops from Resume? Yes, Kasar. We are going to populate on the first floor. There is a table that we'll label resume tips. We'll put up a video on the whiteboard for you to access, and maybe we'll pop that video in the video link in the chat here also, and then that video will be able to be viewed by you at your own leisure. And the question for animators, I just learned of a group girl in the States named Danny. The company is called Dannymation, which may be a good contact for yourself. Last one. I'm looking for job position in customer service. Are there employers that have any positions for that? Melissa, I believe Aircourt, which is Jack Astor's overarching company, they have some opportunities in customer service, I believe. Are there any opportunities for drivers at this event? Well, if you've asked that question and you're in Calgary, I'm going to ask you to reach out to me. My organization are currently looking for drivers to help drive kids around to programs. Is there any way to enable copy and paste in the chat so job seekers are able to copy information that is shared? You should be able to copy and paste any information from the chat. If you're unable, reach out to me and we can get you the chat message, but definitely you should be able to copy and paste. We found that. No, the booths are restricted for a reason. So if you think about an in-person event, having more people talking at you at one time doesn't necessarily lead to great social interaction. So the booths are set at 4 or 6 seats. Most of them are 6, so that there is this opportunity to have group conversations. And again, use the smaller tables for any intimate conversations. One thing we have talked to employers about is that if they want to have a larger conversation or can't find a space, they can provide a Google Meet or a Zoom link for you to join to meet with them. Is there a way to see what province people are in offering service? No, we didn't organize regionally because there wasn't a super easy even balance of the country. It's ended up being close to even, but the best way to do that is to pop into people's tables and talk to them. We do a lot of Googling, but that's the best way to find out what province people are in, is go and talk to them, find their website, Google their name. There are plenty of ways without getting to the table. Are there anybody here that can help somebody with a history degree? So if anybody has that, you can type that in the chat. And the last one we have here on the Q&A board, are there any entry-level admin office jobs? So if anybody has that, Ellie Pierce will become looking for you. And that just got an upvote, so there's somebody else out there looking for an admin office job. I'm going to pop back in here to the chat, and I see a lot of great information there. This general chat does remain once we go back to the room. And Curtis has read anything for a Bachelor of Science degree. Curtis, I wonder if you checked out the Fisheries and Oceans folks. I think that might be a neat place for you. Thanks, Martine. I'm starting to learn who's here and what maybe they have. We're going to go back down to the room unless anybody has any pressing questions. Again, please come find, I'll type in the chat, myself, Dean Svoboda, for help, Owen Falk, or Anton Casper, and we'll do our best to help you. I think everybody's doing well today. I've heard a couple of people have submitted resumes, collected resumes. We've seen lots of interviews going on, so that's great. I was going to ask now in the chat if anybody from Spectrum Works would like to come up and say hello, and we can get you a come back. We'll get you set up. I got a text saying no sound, but I got assurance from folks that yeah, anybody can join online. This link is open for the day. One more question, Daniel Pattison. Kenneth E has asked, are there any jobs for trades in manual labor? One more coming in. Are there any remote or hybrid positions? I believe there are quite a few out there. And Alexandra, any full-time summer customer service or retail jobs? Is asking by Alexander Lockwood, and that just got voted one more time. Any jobs that are art related? I'm going to ask if you guys have questions, put them in the chat, and they will be a little more viewable and answerable from folks. So if you do have a question specifically about a job or about what may be out there, I suggest put that in the general chat. Yes, I'm going to remind everybody too, we have 8 floors, so get up to the 6th, 7th, and 8th floor. I know some of those folks are listed as service providers, but I know a number of them also do hire or provide employment supports. So please be sure to visit as many floors as you can and get out there and meet as many people as you can. Share the link with friends. Today, we'll put the link in the chat to the event. We'd love to see as many people get here as possible. And we're going to get some posts out in social. Share your experience here today. And if there's no more questions, we'll get everybody back to the floor. Matthew's back. We'll get everybody back to the floor so you can continue networking and meeting people and getting jobs and hiring great employees. Do we have a telecom company here? I'm not sure there's anything actually, but some of you will answer that very shortly. Okay, we're going to get down. I'm sure people are tired of listening to me and my fast talking and trying to decipher what I'm saying. Basics are double click where you want to go, visit the upper floors so that all of our folks get to meet people, and we will see everybody back in the conference room. come find us if you need support. Hannah's looking for jobs at libraries. And if you have any support or help out there, please put it in the chat. Reach out to us for help, and we will see you very soon. Okay, so you can turn the live stream off. But if you're out there watching the live stream, come on down to the link. Anton will put it in the chat. We're at the Spectrum Works job fair today. We've got about 45 employers, and then we add in about 25 service providers from across the country. Come on over, learn about what's out there for work, connect to a new service provider, make some new friends. Come on out to the Spectrum Works job fair, and we put the link in the chat. Coming out, we want to see as many people as possible. It's been a great event so far. You can turn that off, Anton.